stealing cookie.
I have ice cream over here? When the fuck did that happen?
Okay, I once again have a disconnected voice and face, but boy, do I have a face again.
By the way, love the pink hair.
You like the pink hair?
Hey, thanks,
Hell
man.
yeah.
The green too?
Yeah, Fred, when are you gonna get pink hair?
I've got pink hair.
Oh?
You just can't. It's the lighting. Can't see it.
Ooh, got the green back there too. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like that shit, man.
I used to have bright blue hair.
There's
What
totally
kind
an
of
anime. Wait, there's totally an anime character with pink to green hair.
What anime character has pink to green hair?
I feel like
I
I remember half of them.
It's the one from Demon Slayer. It's the
Half
chick
of
from
them.
Demon Slayer.
I didn't watch Demon Slayer.
I know.
You
Alright.
always know the fucking.
Before we continue, I've got to stop everyone for a moment and just say, hey, welcome to Podcast by Podcast.
Wait. You interrupted us just to fucking introduce the podcast?
Yeah, I
What's up with
interrupted you
that
just to
shit?
do the
Rude.
What do I mean?
Oh,
fucking podcast.
maybe we should-
Who
we
wants
should-
to know that they're here for podcast by podcast,
Hey,
hosted
man.
by Sergio and Adam? That just seems like
With
stupid
special-
bullshit. Nobody
with-
needs to know.
With special guests Jordan and Renegade.
Hey.
Oh goodness, more people than we've ever had before on
this
podcast by
is too.
podcast.
We should prerequisite. Renegade is getting drunk. Adam is
Hello.
drunk. I am drunk. And
Right.
Jordan is our sober teacher. So
He's our chaperone.
he is our chaperone. I can't say it right.
He's my daddy.
Yeah,
Ice cream.
Jordan's our daddy, and he's also our chaperone. Which those
The
those
ice cream,
two
I
titles
scooped it out into
likely.
my hand apparently. So
Oh, that's lovely.
Are you sure it's
Now,
ice cream?
Yeah, you
what
look
is
that
that?
up.
That,
Are you still
titties.
consuming
What
that
do you mean?
abomination?
that is
No,
going in
just
the out
regular
of context clips. I'm going to be honest.
I'm gonna wash my hand off.
That's going to go in the out of context clips. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's.
Well,
gotta
By the
be
way,
it.
So here's
if you guys watch my
Podcast by
screen
podcast.
closely, you might see Tiff titties at some point.
Tiff
Oh, that's
titties?
cool. That's cool.
Those
Now,
ones
the
do
podcast
blur.
by podcast viewers are not going to be seeing any of the visuals, correct?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I could, but
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it.
yeah, no.
Here's-
If there's titties on the screen, then no.
Yeah, if
Here's
there's
what
titties on the screen, YouTube won't like that.
Here's what I recommend, Sergio.
Yeah.
What I recommend is you take
A
little
handstand.
individual screenshots of us making dumbass, stupid ass fucking faces, and just
Hey, that's just me at all times.
periodically intersperse them through your freeze frame, much like you did the 30-foot tall skeleton.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Where I just put skeleton after skeleton after skeleton after skeleton every time I
Yeah,
mentioned
you
the word
told me that
skeleton.
was a lot of work and incredibly obnoxious
It
to
was.
do, right?
Yeah.
So please do more of it. That's what I'd like.
Hell yeah.
I'd really like
Let's
you to
get the
suffer
work
for your
going.
craft.
yeah, let's
we
make
can't
my
make this
job a
easy for
pain
you.
in the ass.
So we had a subject going into this,
We
correct?
did originally,
do.
but are we doing ghosts or are we doing bad
Bad
Ghosts or
superheroes?
superheroes? Let's let our guests decide. I think that's appropriate.
Oh.
Yeah, let's
Now we have
neutral.
two potential paths for this podcast to go that we're providing you with here. So would you like to do a podcast about the supernatural and unusual things, or would you like to do a podcast where we bag on all of the shittiest superheroes?
I mean, I've already got a couple superheroes. However, I also love the supernatural, so I could go either way.
Why don't we-
I'm quite neutral to the fact as well.
we could just do both. I mean, fuck it, why not?
Do both?
We could do both.
Shitty supernatural superheroes.
But first, as I am more drunk than I was last time, handstand.
Okay. Now, for you podcast viewers who have a non-visual medium, know that our dear friend Sergio, who was murdering zombies in a previous episode of Podcast by Podcast, is now going to do a handstand for us, the podcasting crew. I like that far away podcast content.
Apparently I'm going to get
Oh, wow. So his shirt came down. He went up. He handstand walked. He's now sliding. Wow, that was dramatic.
Look at the sexiness.
I'm back.
And once again,
Yeah,
we have
I am.
a co-host for our podcast. Welcome back, Sergio. How was your handstand? How would
My
you
ass.
rate it? Now that I've already given the audience a 1 to 10 rating, please tell me how you think it went from your point of view.
7.
7? 7? Well, I give you a 3 to the rest of the audience before you arrived. So.
What do you mean? I handstanded across the living room. I walked across the living room on my hands.
And then
was
fell on your
honestly-
ass.
A little
Honestly,
bit, yeah,
it didn't.
Kind of fall.
It didn't display any balance at all. You just kind of went with the motion. Anybody could do that shit. I mean, come on.
Then you
Come on.
do a handstand, Adam. I would like to see. I
No,
wanna see
fuck
you
that!
do a
I can't do
handstand.
that shit. I rate mine 1 out of 10 preemptively.
So what are we starting with here? Are we starting with superheroes, bad superheroes?
Alright,
Or are we starting with ghost
You know
stories?
what? Let's start with this. I don't know how you guys how much you guys know about this superhero, but the Dazzler.
The Dazzler.
0,
Tell
but
me
it
about-
sounds bad. I like Jordan's hand movements there.
Yeah.
Tell me about the
So-
Dazzler. I want to hear about
so
the
the-
Dazzler.
The Dazzler is a mutant from the X-Men. Actually ended
Okay.
up kind of on the roster for a while. Don't know how or why, because you know what her fucking power was? Making shit shiny.
But why does he do that?
That-
Does he solve any crimes with that? Or?
Just kind of make shit shiny. That's about it.
What is it? Okay. So what's the piece
That
of
is her
media
power.
that you consumed the Dazzler in? Who's the Dazzler to you? What's the where were you personally disappointed by the Dazzler?
So I was personally disappointed in the Dazzler. I don't even remember what comic books it was, but it was in some of the X-Men comic books, of course,
Right.
where
They've had
She's
some
just
fucking
kind of-
crazy ones.
she just kind of dazzles stuff.
Interesting.
The mutant with the ability to convert sound vibrations into light and energy beams. Dazzler
Yep.
was originally developed as a cross-promotional multimedia creation between Casablanca Records and Marvel Comics until the tie-ins. Blah, blah,
This
blah,
was
blah,
a
blah.
co-op. This wasn't just one organization creating this.
This was two.
This shitty superhero. This was two forces joining together to go. You know what would be really fucking cool? You know what would just grab audiences and combine our two essences in the most
Glitter.
perfect of synergistic ways. Glitter. Yeah, let's do glitter. Have I told you guys about Forget Me Not?
Get me not.
I've heard
Forget
Forget
Me
Me
Not.
Not.
Forget Me Not was another X-Man superhero, and he only appeared for a very, very short time. But his X-Man superpower was the fact that if somebody had a conversation or interaction with him, they would forget about him as soon as they stopped looking at him.
What a fucking
Oh,
lonely
yeah.
life. What a
I've heard of
lonely
that
fucking
guy.
life.
Yeah, this guy's got a
It
dad
was
bod
the
by like, you know.
saddest, most dramatic piece of media I've ever read. Even fucking Lex Luthor, the man with the psychic superpowers, like he talks to him, he goes like, "Who the fuck are you?" every single time. But like Lex Luthor believes him every time. You want to know how that comic ends? It's sad. It's sad. It's dramatic. It's sad. Oh, should we be doing the podcast in here?
I forgot about this. I
There-
forgot we were.
Here's that.
For the podcast by podcast listeners, I'd like you to know, on account of our blatant drunkenness, we have held the podcast by podcast episode in a public forum. Somebody who hasn't messaged me in a long time has just messaged me,
Who?
and I just messaged them back, accidentally in all capital letters. So
Was that really an accident though?
it was. I edited the message. I edited it so that it was no longer capital.
Is she cute?
Is she cute? First of all,
You.
it's a dude, and second of all, it's
Did
a
I-
straight dude. Which,
did I
so
stutter?
there's no.
Did I
No.
stutter?
You didn't stutter, but I disagree with your philosophy entirely at the basest of levels.
Hold on, I'm putting on boss music right now.
Why is Boss Beast
Oh, hi,
starting?
Zach.
Yeah, there's Zach in the background. He's carrying the pug.
Do you like my boss music?
Why is Boss Beast starting? But yeah. Never mind. Just
Yes,
Mic on.
I'm back.
pineapple make your cum sweet.
Wow. Oh my god. What?
I'm talking to a guy about seminal fluid right now, Sergio. So
So what you're
I'll
saying
get back
is
to you in a second.
need to drink then.
I do. This drink will be required very shortly.
Alright, just let me know when, bud, and I'll take one down with you.
This is the episode Adam opens the OnlyFans for the podcast.
Podcast by podcast crew OnlyFans.
He said, "Thank you." He said, "Thank you, Adam. This has been very enlightening." And I said, "Cool, man. Talk to me anytime. Talk to you later, homie." And he said, "Yup. Talk to you later, boss man." And like, that is like the fucking cleanest conclusion to a conversation a man can hope for. That's just the best conversation ender. That's like my ego's inflated. The guy's satisfied with the conversation. Where everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
Oh,
That's
look,
the
a
good
person's
shit.
entering. That's Tiffy.
Is that
Tiffy!
Tiffy? Tiffy,
Tiffy!
please! Tiffy, the
Tiffy!
camera's recording!
Tiffy, no, don't turn around. Come back. Tiffy, come
Somebody
back.
text Tiffy. This week on Podcast by Podcast.
On podcast by podcast.
On Podcast by Podcast.
Period.
Period.
Right. Because you said podcast.
Podcast.
It's been a podcast by podcast.
Podcast.
Eh.
On today's podcast,
Drunk people don't get that
we
joke.
got superpowers. We got
Ghostly events.
Canadian geese.
Look at all them chicken.
Look at all them chickens. Road
What the fuck are you
ahead.
pointing at, Sergio? We can see your
I
ass.
sure hope it does.
Oh my god, dude. There's fucking geese all over the place over here.
Do you not see them?
Geese?
Yeah, I know. They're all
Yeah.
dude, they assemble like it's a fucking like it's a school event. There's hundreds of them. It's crazy.
I live in the desert. There ain't any fucking geese out here.
Cover your ears, boys.
Yeah, but I moved, Adam.
Oh, Renegade returns.
Yeah.
Finally, you summoned him. All it took was a mic blowing. Oh, Renegade. So all it takes is a light blowing for you to come back. Welcome to Podcast by Podcast, where I have now drank 12 shots of Fireball whiskey. Welcome to Podcast by Podcast, where for the first time all podcasts, I've said the name of the podcast correctly.
I'm 11 shots.
Mic off.
Well, by the time I'm done drinking this, I'll be 12.
So let's... Oh,
Years old.
wow, Sergio's gone.
Mic on.
Sergio, are you...
I had to go spit.
So Sergio, so all of you, my podcast guests,
All of you.
let's talk about superheroes. I want to talk about super shitty superheroes. I want to talk about the kinds of
Super
superheroes.
zeros.
Super zeros, exactly, precisely. I want to talk about super losers. I want to talk about super motherfuckers that really their powers aren't that great. I want to talk about Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four, who claims to be one of the smarter people in the world, but he's made of fucking rubber, and he doesn't have a very special suit. His teammates are invincible, made of fire, have crazy fucking psychic powers, and he's stretchy.
Adam,
That's his whole thing, and he uses his fucking Fantastic Four intelligence to fucking excuse him being a dickbag consistently through the comics and through the shows. He's just an asshole of a douche, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, I'm just so much more intelligent than you. Well, you could be smart and not be a big old fucking dickhead. I hate that fucking
and his
guy,
name
man.
is Mr. Fantastic. You know how fucking,
You're
how
pulling
fucking
yourself in front of
pretentious
me.
that bullshit is?
Hold
He
on.
named himself Fantastic.
Hold on.
Right, exactly.
Adam, I would like to know, though we cannot discuss it in this episode because we got another episode specifically for it. We have
Okay.
seen how powerful rubber can be.
That's true. That's true. We're excited to move our way to that
Okay, but
that
I don't-
beautiful movie night podcast.
Are you dissing Mr. Fantastic because he's a prick or because he's
Both.
Both.
Okay,
Uh,
Okay,
Both.
so-
I
Yo,
was-
fuck Richards.
I was dissing him because he was stretchy, and that's why I sort of categorized him into the shitty superhero category. But the fact that he's a dick really layers it on for me, and makes me have a vendetta for him. So he might be higher on the list.
So you're pretty much just dissing everyone that likes Mrs. Incredible because she's just stretchy.
Incredible.
Yeah, because she's
Who
just
Who
stretchy.
the fuck is Mrs.?
From the Incredibles.
From the Incredible. Yeah, but she was cool as shit though.
There's a difference in powers in those universes.
Right.
Right.
I'd argue the scale of power is way different as far as those two sort of media as far as it goes compared to the other heroes in the universe. Stretchiness isn't that bad there, but in the Fantastic Four, where you've got the fire guy and the made of rocks guy and the fucking what does the third bitch do? I can't remember what she does.
She goes invisible. She has psychic powers.
Yeah.
She just goes invisible.
And she has psychic powers too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and she's got like some protective force field type stuff going on.
She has psychic.
She's basically violent. Oh my god! Did they just introduce the Incredibles into fucking?
Wait, what's Fantastic Four? The Incredibles? Somebody's got to.
Oh wait, it is. Wait, holy shit! I oh my god! Wait.
Everybody but the fire guy.
No, so the
baby, Jack, who was everybody.
Right, Jack was everybody, but Dash isn't in it.
Dash is the Flash. But
can I mention a superhero who is portrayed as a bullshit superhero but really isn't?
Tell me about him.
But most people don't know about it.
Tell me about
Aquaman.
Aquaman.
I love Aquaman, man.
So now most people who don't know much about Aquaman thinks his powers basically end at being able to speak with fucking fish and shit.
No, he controls them. No. He controls the water, does he not?
He's got standard ass super strength too.
He's got super strength. He can summon undead. He can summon like undead monsters, sea monsters.
Wait. What the fuck does Aquaman do necromancy?
He's fucking summoning megalodons.
Yeah. He can summon undead fucking monsters.
You can summon pretty much
sea monsters and shit.
Like Kraken, shit like that.
When does that happen? Is it just in the regular course of the comics, or?
Yeah, he has telepathy. He has a telepathy. Heat resistance, like fucking insane heat resistance. Like fucking, if I remember correctly, fucking Superman couldn't get through it.
Right.
What's up? What's up, Sergio?
Oh no, we're good, Doug. I'm just presenting myself as still here.
You're just raising your hand?
Sergio, right now the snapshot that you have going on looks kind of like a heavy metal album cover.
Like a little bit of a horror movie?
Like, if you just took like the middle square of it, like this much, then it looks like it would be like a metal album cover. Like
But by the way,
like reaching for thou or some shit. I don't know.
Did you also know that Aquaman could fly?
We need to go over something else.
I knew
Aquaman. Wait! Hold the fuck up, Sergio. Aquaman can fly.
Aquaman can fly and healing powers. This motherfucker had so much shit.
This fucker's a druid.
How did he fly? How was it? What technique did he use within its internal logic to fly?
He could just fly. That was it.
Just like Superman style, like arms to the side, fucking ass in the air, like fucking fly.
Yeah, he could just. Whoo!
What? I don't ever remember Aquaman doing that shit. All of the Aquaman media.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Aquaman is shown as kind of like the butt of the joke when he's powerful as fuck, but nobody shows that.
Right. No. So my question is, where are you getting this from? What fucking are you like just like a alternate universe comic book reader, or where's the source material here?
Here's the tea.
It's in the basic DC comics.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
but nobody knows about it.
I'm not saying that I'm educated or anything, but that's totally crazy. I haven't heard that shit.
It's depressing. Nobody knows much about this poor bastard.
All right, let's talk
he's the butt of the joke. Okay. So if we're gonna talk about how shit Robin is, then we throw in anybody like Hawkeye, fucking
Yeah, well, Hawkeye's shit. First
Batman.
of all,
Anybody who doesn't
I
have
would-
powers, they're just a good fighter.
I would like to throw in everybody, like Robin, all the Robins with the exception of the Red Hood.
Okay.
Yeah,
The Red
I can
Hood
give
was
you that.
good at what he did, right?
Right.
The other ones just lost all the time. Batman was good because he had a lot of money and he had the fucking. I can't think of the word. I'm too drunk. The
Can I-
like all the resources to do what he wanted to do, right? Same
Can I-
as Iron Man.
Can I take a second to rant about Damian fucking Wayne?
Oh
for
my
a second?
god, please do.
Oh,
Fuck that kid.
yeah.
So
I'm gonna slide down.
Damian Wayne was a kid. It was Bruce Wayne's son. So the Batman had a kid with some fucking ninja assassin in fuck ass nowhere in Ninja
Wasn't it-
Town.
Wasn't it a League of Assassins member?
It was the League of Assassins. You're absolutely right.
I'll look it up while you talk this.
So Batman
If I
has a
can
kid
type.
with this League of Assassins member, and this kid ends up, and Batman immediately abandons the kid. Goes, fuck, I'm just gonna walk away. He doesn't know that the girl's pregnant. She doesn't tell him until the kid's born, and already trained in the ninja assassin way. So the kid's like 13, 14, 15, 16, and he's already trained in the fucking arts of assassinating and murdering and stealing and gathering information and doing
Oh shit!
subterfuge shit. And go ahead, Sergio.
His mother is Talia al Ghul, which is the direct daughter
Right.
of Ra's al Ghul.
Right. So son of a villain, son of an assassin, and son of a
I think
son of the
current
fucking-
leader. I think current leader of the League of
Wait.
Assassins is who Talia al Ghul is. Talia, she's in the
Right.
the Dark Knight Rises series, right? The Dark Knight
So-
series.
So, anywho, the League of Assassins is getting attacked in this one major moment in the comics and in the movies, or the show, or whatever it was, wherein the League of Assassins is under threat, and so the assassin mother contacts Bruce Wayne and says, "Hey, take this crazy fucking assassin off of my hands," and Bruce Wayne goes, "Yeah, okay, he's my blood. I'll do it. It's my duty. He's a good guy. He means well. He wants to train the guy to be a superhero." And Damian Wayne is a complete fucking dickhead, non-stop until he fucking dies. And that is the whole plot of Damian Wayne. He just at every turn where Batman tries to teach him morals and good things, Damian Wayne's like, "Why don't I just fucking kill the guy? I don't understand why that's not your first solution to these problems." Because he was growing up an assassin. He was growing up in an environment where killing the guy was the best choice in your situation. And so he keeps on doing fucked up shit, and Batman keeps going, "No, don't do that fucked up shit. But also, you're definitely cool enough to be Robin." And so Damian Wayne fucks him over until Batman doesn't have any more patience for it. And then Damian Wayne goes off to go fuck with other people. You know how Damian Wayne be.
I know how.
And in
Damian Wayne
Injustice, I think he dies
be.
to Batman's crew.
Did you see? I think it was like Justice League Darkness or something. It's like the newest Justice League movie. It's animated. Fuck, that thing is
What's it on?
fucking gory. I Amazon.
What'd you watch
I rented it. I don't know.
Was
Dark
it The Voice?
Apocalypse. It's called Dark Apocalypse, is what it's called.
Ah,
Dark
it has to
Apocalypse.
do with. It has to do with fuck, what's his name? He's like the main villain of the Justice League by this point. Shit.
Are you talking about Galactus?
No.
Or
I cannot remember his name.
This is what Google's for.
Yes, it is.
Jordan or Soberman, right on the Google, going for the fucking Google when no drunk man will.
Red, how are you doing right now? What are you at about? I'm at about a 9 of 10.
I'm about to finish my other drink, which will put me at about 13.
13 of 10.
I am chugging hard.
Nice, dog. I'm glad you
I'm gonna
tried to
finish it
catch
right
up
now.
as hard as you
I'm-
did. I'm
I'm at-
impressed.
I'm at like an 8 because I've
I've
got work
passed you.
tomorrow. You have passed me. I'd like to know.
I cannot feel things at this moment. My tongue, I've bit it several times and haven't felt a damn thing.
I've gotten
All
to where
right.
I've gotten
That
to where
one's done now too.
I've gotten to where my nips are a little bit lum. Do you know what I mean?
Ooh, I like the lumpy nips.
My nips are a little bit glum.
Was it Trigon?
Trigon.
No,
that's
Trigon.
Dark Side.
It was Dark Side.
Darkseid.
Yeah, Dark Side.
It's
Dark Side
Darkseid.
for sure. Trigon was he kind of helped in the end, but because Raven has Trigon, which is her father, in her head, she trapped him there, but it like is fucking her up. That movie is fucking. What was the goal of this conversation in the first place? I don't remember actually.
Shitty superheroes.
Shitty superheroes.
I was trying to talk about Robin because Robin's a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. I think I remember.
We were on
he's-
Robin earlier, but we
Damian
didn't settle
Wayne
there
is
long.
in that movie. He is in that
Oh,
movie,
I
Yeah.
see.
and he doesn't really
Yeah.
do anything except remind Batman who he is, because Darkseid is like taking over his mind. He does nothing else
Jesus.
in the movie, except Batman's like, "I'm me," and then throws a katana into Darkseid's eye. That's about what happens.
Right. I like how Darkseid is just this overpowering, overwhelming force right up until he's not.
No, for
Like-
real. So like he has this thing called an Omega Ray, which like is like a tracer, like laser beam, right? And
Right.
the only two people who have gotten away from it, from what I know of, is Superman and Batman, a fucking human. Batman out ninja'd his ass.
Right. So what I'd argue is Batman out-strategized his ass because that's the comic book argument. It's that he thinks about situations so long that like he's got like a strategy for every little fucking. That's what the comic books try to excuse him with. The real thing is that Batman has the thickest
Correct.
plot armor out of any superhero in all of reality.
He's an
But
ultimate strategist for sure.
But I mean, there's the whole argument of who would win between Superman and Batman, and the biggest question right there is if Batman knows it's going to happen or not. Because if
Right.
Superman just pops up and starts blasting, Batman's going to lose. But if Batman knows at this time I'm going to fight Superman, Batman's going to whoop his ass.
Right. So in
Precisely.
the very first Justice League movie that came out, I think the most recently. I shouldn't say the very first Justice League movie because there's a lot of them. The first live action one, I think the one with who fucking directed that? Zack Snyder or something?
Probably.
Batman versus Superman.
Ugh.
Like Dawn of Justice, I think is what it's called. Batman
That's such an
kicks
awful movie.
Superman's ass because he knew the fight was going to happen and he prepared for it with kryptonite, like you said, Lex
Exactly.
Luthor earlier. He fucking
he's
destroys it. And the only
okay.
reason he
They're having
doesn't
a
die is
random
because he
answer.
starts saying Martha.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Can I talk about that scene for a moment? I love that shit.
Go for it.
I love that shit. I love that shit. Oh my god!
Why are you saying that name?
Your mom's name is Martha. My mom's name is Martha too. I don't want to kill you anymore. Let's be best friends.
That solves the whole problem.
It was such an awful movie.
It's your pop's name.
What fucking shitty writing! What fucking terrible, god awful writing! Oh my god.
Okay, let's also put this in. This is one of the biggest things I fucking hate. I hate Superman. And you know why? Because he's like the biggest fucking most powerful fucking superhero ever. And he only has one small weakness, this very, very rare rock called kryptonite.
No.
And all of a sudden,
Ren, for a second.
everybody fucking has it.
For a second, we discussed this a little earlier while you were gone, I believe. He actually has another weakness, magic.
Okay.
So if a wizard
so
rolls
you
up
know.
on this motherfucker, he's dead.
Done.
He's fucking dead.
He literally, like, if you
Fucking
look
Doctor
at-
Strange will just whip his ass up
if
and down.
You look
Yeah,
if you look
Gambit.
that shit up, like he's totally fucked when it comes to magic. There's if you look up Justice League or Justice League Unlimited,
Well,
there's a
okay,
character
well
that's
then-
in every single one of those, and her name is Zatanna, and she's
Oh,
a
fucking-
magic bitch.
Yeah.
She's got like cards, and she does like rabbit out of the hat tricks, and she does all sorts of that theme shit. And the reason that she exists even in all of the DC Justice League bullshit is because Batman and Superman don't know how to deal with fucking magic.
Well,
As soon as magic comes up, they're done for.
Doesn't John Constantine marry her? She like in
Oh,
fucking,
hell yeah.
Justice League Dark Apocalypse. The whole one of the main characters is John Constantine. I think he's probably actually the main character of the fucking thing. And she like dies in the beginning of it, and so he's like motivated to do shit.
You want to know why John Constantine gets with Zatanna? Because they're the only two motherfucking magic characters of the whole fucking Justice League.
For fucking real though.
Wait, but isn't Wonder Woman technically? Doesn't she use magic?
She has magic equipment, but she doesn't have
right. The
magic
lasso of
skill.
truth is technically magical.
And her arm guards.
Her lasso
right, her
uses
arm
magic,
guards, yeah.
and her arm guards are magic, but she doesn't use them as like a magic focus, like cast spells or like do like dimensional portals or any shit like that. She's those are purely like magic items she was bequeathed as Amazonian queen.
Okay, it's something else that pisses me off. Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Those fucking bracers.
Right.
Those bracers are like, she is bulletproof. Her entire body's bulletproof.
She's
Oh, why is it she's always blocking it with her fucking wrists?
Flexing.
What the fuck is she's flexing on the competition? Stand there and take it.
She's like, look how fast I am. Pa 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 pa. You don't even stand a chance.
Look at this cool ass
wasting your
stuff.
fucking energy.
She's just trying to get hyped for the fight, you know?
Yeah.
She's a regular mugger. She's like this mugger stands no chance. She walks into this situation knowing there's absolutely no way she's gonna be defeated. She's gotta make fun for herself somehow, right? So she's gonna block some bullets. She's gonna go ting 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 ting.
But she doesn't need to do that. Why even bother? It's scarier to get shot in the head and see it and just get pissed about it, and then mugger goes, "Oh fuck."
Well, if they're all pissing themselves scared, then it's not fun anymore, you know?
No, it's more fun. Because now you get to make fun of them for pissing themselves.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's Batman's strategy anyway. I mean, really making the enemy piss themselves is Batman's key move.
It's kind of hard to fight somebody when you got to change your pants.
Yeah, his thing is fear. I disagree, man. I thought people wanted to change my pants.
I'd like to talk about the Doom Patrol while we're here.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
Yeah, go off, dog.
Okay, let's do this.
So the Doom Patrol is actually intentionally supposed to be a sort of collection of shitty superheroes. So in the Doom Patrol, there are 4 key members as far as the DC show goes, and that is the fucking guy whose body is made of iron. There's the girl who turns into a big crazy blob. There is the Invisible Man, who is wearing bandages all the time because he's invisible, but he's got
I just found his name.
like a crazy spirit.
I just found his name.
That
I
goes
didn't
and
know
does
his
it.
name. His name is Danny the Ambulance. I can only assume that's because he's covered in bandages.
Oh my goodness! So he's got a crazy spirit inside of him. I don't actually think that he's invisible. I think he's just fucked up, and so he's wearing bandages all the time. I think I just equated that to the Invisible Man thing. And shit, I can't remember the last one.
I actually know who Danny the Ambulance is. I think Danny the Ambulance is like a fun ass character.
Right. But the point of the 4 characters is they're kind of weird, unusual superheroes that solve weird, unusual problems. So while I had my free trial of Disney Plus, I went and I watched through a huge amount of the Doom Patrol stuff. And so the whole basic concept of the thing is that everybody's really shitty when it comes to superheroes, and they all kind of know this. They all are sort of familiar with the fact that they're bad and that they're not superheroes and that they're not supposed to save the day. But the guy who collected them all together and assembled this team of fucking misfits is now leading them into a life of superheroism for his own fucking motives, which I'm sure if you watch the show you'll learn. But it was a really, really fascinating presentation of a collection of really shitty superheroes. Oh, I remember the last one.
What?
The last one had a whole bunch of personalities, and every single personality had a different superpower. That was
Crazy Jane.
Crazy Jane. That's the one.
How did I
That's the one.
forget about Danny the Street?
Danny the Street,
Danny the-
literally a sentient street.
He's literally
Danny the Street was a
piece of-
sentient street who loves trans people. I just
Hold on.
can't get enough of this character.
I have zero knowledge on the Doom Patrol. There is a sentient street.
Danny the
A sentient
Street
street.
is a fictional
then-
character appearing in the comics of the DC. Danny is a living and sentient piece of urban geography who can magically and seamlessly place themselves in
Oh
any
my
urban
fucking
landscape
god!
without
What the
any
fuck?
disruption to their surroundings.
Who at DC was like, you know what we need?
Talking about shitty superheroes, the superhero who is literally a street.
Notable aliases: Danny the World, Danny the Brick, Danny the Island, Danny the Alley,
the
and
Brick.
Danny the Ambulance.
I gotta wonder who at DC Comics was like, you know what we need, sir? I've got an idea. What if we had a man who was a literal street?
Oh, okay. I would like to note the street is non-binary, and they make a point of saying that during Doom Patrol. So know that this street, and it's a home for like drag queens and like gay people who aren't accepted in society. Danny the Street will show up, let them like walk in and peruse the fucking gay show club that Danny the Street runs, and will take them into their Danny the Street society, and then teleport themselves somewhere else with the magical Danny the Street powers. It is unlike anything I've ever seen before. It is
Right.
truly, truly unusual.
So in the Doom Patrol, I cannot, in good conscience, say that Beast Boy was a shitty superhero because I love Beast Boy.
Beast Boy's
Okay,
just, I just
so
think his
Beast Boy's
powers kind of
awesome.
ass.
So
Beast
I'd like
Boy is
to talk
just
about
Ben
Beast
10.
Boy for a second.
I just
So
think, I just think his
Beast
powers
Boy
are ass.
Beast Boy was in Teen Titans, but
Yeah, but he was also in Doom Patrol.
Beast Boy was before Teen Titans a key
Teen
member of
Titans.
Doom Patrol in the
Yep.
comic. You fucking make fun of me. You know I'm gonna slur over my words and shit. You fucking son of a bitch.
That's why I'm not talking, so that I don't slur. It's a lot of effort not to. I bit my fucking lip when I said that.
This is the Drunkcast, Sergio. We want to hear your Drunkcast voice.
Gotta get the
Okay,
drunks out.
It's a lot of focus. It's a lot of focus to get a sentence out. Okay, so Beast Boy is just Ben 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
No, well, okay. So Ben
No.
10 is not
He
nearly
totally
as good
is.
as Beast Boy.
He totally is.
no, Beast Boy is so much cooler.
Why? Because Ben 10 uses a watch and he's defeated by
No,
an
'cause Ben-
electromagnetic pulse. Did I
Like
say that
everything,
word
yes.
properly?
Because Ben 10's got a hard limit. Beast Boy's limits his fucking imagination. Beast Boy, okay.
He could
I'd
be a
like to know-
fucking T-Rex.
Yeah,
Beast
but
Boy
it's the
can
same
be-
principle.
Beast Boy can be an entire body of cells. He can be individual cells inside of a body, witnessable within the Teen Titans TV show, used as a plot point to defeat a villain. That means if
Beast Boy is amazing.
wanted, he could turn into a cell, replicate infinitely, and then all of his Beast Boy selves individually could turn into whales. If he could infect the inside of your body with a
And it turned into a
Beast Boy
fucking whale.
virus,
I'd like to see
and
Beast
turn
Boy
you to
try.
He'd tear you apart. There's no chance. You don't have a chance. You're done for. I'd like to stop talking about Beast Boy because Beast Boy's a good fucking superhero.
No, he's a
Okay,
solid. He's a solid
okay.
hero. That's
Since we want to go for Doom Patrol.
Wait. We still haven't gotten into ghosts and shit at some point, so we got to wrap up superheroes.
Okay, so I've got two things then.
Renegade's
One
got superhero points.
for Doom Patrol. Dorothy Spinner.
No clue
trying
what
to
that is.
remember the
Jordan,
character.
Google.
Okay, so her whole thing was she kind of looks like a fucking monkey.
Okay.
She looks like a monkey, so she didn't have friends. Her superpower was making imaginary friends real.
That is
She
the
was a lonely
saddest
fucking
shit.
bitch.
That is the saddest shit I've ever
Now
heard.
that is an
She could probably be pretty cool,
Excuse me.
but it sucks.
that is an incredibly sad superpower, but were it in my hands, I'd be powerful as shit.
Yeah, it could be good, but it's just depressing. And then the other thing is actually a little bit away from the superheroes. Is actually a really bad super villain that showed up in one of the recent movies.
Okay.
Apparently she looks like an ape, by the way. Dorothy suffered from a facial deformity
Well,
that
not a
gave her the
monkey.
appearance of an ape, complete
Okay.
with hairy
Okay.
arms.
Monkey ape.
Face-wise, an ape and a monkey are the same. Tail-wise, we've got a difference.
A little bit different.
We've got things to worry
Okay,
about.
I had things
But
mixed up a little bit.
face-wise, that's a monkey face.
But no, so a super villain that showed up in one of the recent movies, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Batroc.
Right.
You know what his superpower was? He could jump really high.
When was he in
That's
that
awesome.
movie? Captain America.
He
Winter
learned how
Soldier?
to.
I never
He
saw him
learned
in
how to
that
do
movie.
kickboxing.
I once had
Oh,
a,
are you
I
talking
once
about?
had a-
Is he the fucking guy who takes over the boat at the very beginning of the film?
Yes,
The one who
that's
actually
it.
kind of fights him, fucking
Yeah,
like
he-
one-on-one with just purely like karate or some shit.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
which
that's him?
you
The mercenary.
yep, that's
dude.
him.
Okay.
Now, in that movie, they tried to make him a little bit better than what he actually is, but in the actual comics, he's just a basic bitch who can jump high and kick.
You know who
He
is?
learned kickboxing, so he was an MC. So he was a fucking, what's it called? A UFC fighter who could jump high. Whoop de fucking do.
I once had a really, really intense, really long argument with somebody about whether super jumping was one of Spider-Man's powers. I was wrong in this argument. I'd like to know, if you look it up, Spider-Man does have super jumping as one of his powers. And in the Spider-Man movies, you can witness him leaping from rooftop to rooftop in a superhuman manner. But I thought he was using webs to accelerate himself. Like he was just like grabbing the web and like pulling it really hard and flinging himself towards
I
destination.
could see that.
No, he
And-
fucking leaps that ass.
Right.
He has insane fucking super strength too, but they don't really show that in the movies.
No, they don't. Well, because Spider-Man isn't really the kind of guy to absolutely beat the living fuck shit out of somebody. You know what I mean?
That's how the video games did.
Yeah.
That is how the video games are.
Yeah,
Video games are a different thing, though. That's a different type of media entirely.
I would like to say, okay, there's an anti-hero who I feel like is underrated, and I know it doesn't actually relate to this. Bronze Tiger is the best martial artist in all of DC Comics. He could kick the shit out of Batman.
The name is familiar.
Bronze Tiger. He's played by Jai White, I think is his name, Jay White or something. He's part of the Suicide Squad, but I just feel like he's underrated as shit.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
He
he's
was
he's
not
got-
in the movie.
he's got
correct?
basically
He was
brass
in the
knuckles.
Arrow.
Yeah, he's got basically brass knuckles that have like claws on them, like
No,
Wolverine
Bronze
would
Tiger
have.
was in Suicide Squad, I think.
Yeah, he's part of the Suicide Squad.
Was he in the movie?
No, not in the movie.
He was not in the movie.
Not in the live action movie. He's in a lot of the animated ones. But they recently like killed him off in one of the animated ones, but not before he put up a hell of a
Really?
fight. He
Of course.
he
They sent
beat
him
the
off
shit
well.
out of Reverse Flash, which is kind of impressive considering the man
Oh,
moves at
no
supersonic
shit.
speeds. You know,
Beating
And he
the
was able-
shit, beating the shit out of any incarnation of the Flash is a pretty impressive feat, just for the fact of catching them.
well he's
I
just,
mean,
he's
shit.
and Bronze Tiger is a human. He doesn't have a superpower. He's just incredibly skilled at martial arts, and he has clawed brass knuckles. Basically, that's what he is.
And he has beaten Superman, or not Superman, Batman multiple times.
He is literally
He has destroyed
He
Batman.
is considered to be the best martial artist in DC Comics.
Right.
He could beat the
What
shit
a-
out of anybody in DC, and he's
Batman's
just
thing is-
constantly underrated. I feel like.
in addition to his super money, he's got really, really good martial arts because he trained with some ninjas and stuff. But he's not like the best martial artist in the DC
Absolutely
universe
not.
by far. He's really, really good, and it makes him really good at holding his own against aliens in particular, like fucking foreign invaders who don't know anything about Earth martial arts. He's able to fucking slip out of the way of and do smart shit with. But when it comes to people who know his style and know how to fucking step around to punch, there are definitely motherfuckers able to beat the shit out of Batman with their hands.
Yeah, I feel like Batman's advantage is definitely stealth, of all things. There aren't, like, there are a lot of people. Of course, there are probably like the vast majority of people in DC Comics who could take hand on
Stealth
hand,
money
hand by hand,
and preparation.
but there are a few he can't.
Right. He's got plans. So he's got in his computer, he's got a series of literal plans to kill every single superhero in the Justice League roster.
I feel like,
If they've got a superpower, Batman's got a plan to kill them.
yeah,
And he doesn't like to kill people, but he's got a plan.
Batman's a smart fucker. I think that's what makes him as dangerous as he is. He's a smart fucker.
Batman is very smart.
I think there's one more person we got to talk about before we move on to
Okay.
supernatural shit.
Okay.
Hawkeye. Yo, fuck Hawkeye. What a useless fucking
We touched
person.
on Hawkeye, yeah, but
Yeah, we touched on him a little bit earlier.
Did we touch on Hawkeye? Did
yeah,
I miss
I think
that?
we're
in my
sprinkling
fucking
Hawkeye, yeah.
height drunkness.
I'm surprised you missed it because you got actively upset about it when
I
Hawkeye's
was in
name
the
was
conversation.
You were. I mentioned it whenever we started talking about the superheroes who were basically just humans.
I thought we were talking about Damian Wayne. I got upset about Damian Wayne for sure. I remember that.
You said Hawkeye. You said the word Hawkeye with your mouth.
No, I said Hawkeye. I don't know if he did, but I know I did.
I don't remember Hawkeye. I'll watch the recording again, of course, because I'm the one who edits it. But that would be fucking funny. Yo, fuck
As
Hawkeye,
the editor, if you reach this point, I'd really like you to edit in the point in which you said Hawkeye.
Wait, I said it, and then you edited it.
And then it goes,
right?
yo, fuck Hawkeye, just from me 30 minutes earlier.
Right, precisely.
Just in black and white.
So Supernatural.
Oh yeah,
Supernatural
let's move
shit.
on. Yeah, let's fucking
Yeah,
do that.
so,
Jordan, why don't you start with your Ouija story?
Love supernatural
Ouija
shit.
board story.
The Ouija
Your
board
Luigi.
story.
Wah! I'm sorry.
Yeah, so my ex-girlfriend had a Ouija board she used at her birthday parties.
Fuck that.
And my theater that I used to work at back in Vegas was notorious for being haunted because
Synodome
me and my
12.
coworkers would be constantly getting creeped out by things. We'd all have experiences and stories. So I've been working there for 3 years at the time. So I was pretty good friends with my GM and all the managers. And I was just like, hey, listen, if we're closing one of the nights, I would just Ouija board the upstairs where most of the hauntings are at. And they're like, fuck it,
that.
sure. So we did
Bitches
that.
want to die.
We did it at 2 a.m. because 3 a.m. would have been too close to when the cleaners come in. So we didn't do it at the haunting hour. So it's whatever. But 2 a.m. got the Ouija board, and I have literally 3 of my managers and the GM sitting in a circle around a Ouija board with me.
You're good. Hold on. Is Adam good?
Now you die?
He's fucking choking on Coca-Cola.
What did you do? I wasn't even
Adam,
watching.
we can't talk while you're coughing, so we'll just wait. It's fine. Die of your own in as much time as you need to die. Just do it.
What did you do?
I inhaled soda. Like I right into my lungs like a fucking dipshit. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ren looks terrifying right now. He just hasn't moved in 8 years, and he's just.
I've got the light on in my room. Jordan's got the light on in his room.
Light is
Fucking
evil.
Sergio's got the light on in his room.
Light
Red
is
is in darkness. He's just a fucking villain in a deep cave.
I've got Halloween lights actually out. So I've got pumpkin, like a pumpkin.
A pumpkin?
Fuck you, pumpkin.
That's hurtful. It's hurtful, Sergio.
And some other Halloween lights like that you would put on your like porch and shit up on there. I don't have an actual lamp. It's broken. Sorry, Jordan. Continue with your
Jordan.
Senate 12.
You may continue.
And they were down to do the Ouija board, so we went upstairs to the storage area, and we had 3 managers, including the GM and myself. I think like one other coworker sitting in a circle in the dark around a Ouija board at 2 a.m. because friends do friend stuff, I guess. And
Because you guys
nothing
dumb.
happened.
Major ghost
But
vibe.
everyone was creeped out because they were hoping something would happen. Because the main ghost at the theater, I think, was the Shadow Man. That was the cliche, like title that they gave him, because everyone had a story of the Shadow Man. The Shadow Man would come down the stairs and they'd creep out. The Shadow Man would be looking at me down the hallway. Or the Shadow Man would be walking out of a theater, crossing the hallway, telling the Shadow Man story. I only had like one encounter with the Shadow Man. It wasn't even that bad. It was just like a corner of my eye Shadow Man. My worst encounter at the theater was I was cleaning a larger theater, so like one of the larger theaters by myself, and I was down at the bottom row, and my back was to the wall, and the wall that my back was to was the wall adjacent to the bathrooms, and the bathrooms have the pipes going through that wall. And because I've been there for like 3-4 years, I know what the sound is of when someone flushes the toilet, and the pipes rattle. It makes kind of like a whirring, and the pipes shake. And it goes like.
It's the same sound every time.
It's a very definitive sound, right? And I'm just sweeping, and I get this chill up my spine, because that's what one does when they sense something, and I hear a very faint, like female moan behind me. And I feel the wind, as if someone were to breathe the moan, hit the back of my neck. So I know something's behind me. And I hear it, and it echoes in the theater. It's loud enough to echo.
And you whip around and...
It sends the chill so far up my spine that I freeze. Because it fucked me up. Mentally, I was like, what the fuck is behind me? Because I, for one, hate jump scares. I think that's the one thing that I hate.
You were trying to put off the inevitable of that motherfucker waiting right there.
If I don't turn around, I'm not going to see what the fuck just made that moan behind me. So I waited for like a good 5 to 10 minutes standing perfectly fucking still until I got the courage to just run the fuck out of the theater and tell my manager that I'm not going back in unless someone's with me. Because there's no way in hell I'm going to go back in there and get moaned on by some fucking female.
Get moaned on.
Moaned on!
Hey, Ren, I'm gonna moan on you real quick.
Oh, please do, baby. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was sensual. Wow. Whoa, you gotta fucking be careful. You got a fucking bisexual person in chat. I might pop a boner if you do that shit again.
Whoa, Adam, calm yourself.
I already have.
Remember.
That's too late. It's too late.
Too late. The damage has been done.
So I bring the Ouija board back home, and I think I said it to you guys, but I don't think Brendan's here. And I put it under my dresser because, I'm just going to keep it, right? And I think literally the Friday of that week, I'm playing video games on my computer like any other nerd would be doing. And the door slammed shut. And my door at the time had all my lanyards on it. So if anyone were to swing the door, the lanyard would fly all over the fucking place. Just from momentum, physics. But the door itself and the lanyard stayed perfectly still from the corner of my eye and just slammed shut. And I thought that was really weird. It's as if someone to me grabbed the door. Like someone actually just grabbed the door with all the lanyards, just swung the door closed. Right? And the lanyards didn't move. So I thought, okay, I guess my sister maybe slammed the door. Like she came by and I was yelling too loud. I looked over and the window was kind of creeped open. So I was just like, okay, open the door, walked outside, asked if anyone was at my door, and everyone was doing their own thing. I closed my window, opened the door, all the way. Not even a little bit left open in case it happened again. And not only 5 minutes later when I sat back down, it happened again. And the lanyards didn't fall off. either again this time. So I'm just thinking, it's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not here for these fucking jump scares. And that was just like the end of it for that day. Furthermore, I had things just flying off my desk when the window wasn't open. So I realized at that point that somebody followed me or followed the Ouija board after the session at the theater. And I know I finished it because we said goodbye correctly. You know, I looked all this stuff up so in case like I didn't get attached or my managers didn't get attached, just to be on the safe side. So somebody's attached to the board, and I was like, I'm not really gonna deal with all this shit in my room. So I put the Ouija board under my parents' bed.
Oh, jeez.
Just leave it there. I don't want it. And I forgot it was there for the longest time. It was for like years. I just forgot it was.
It's
under
just
there.
in storage. It's away.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah, it's just under their bed. And then something dawns on me when my mom keeps complaining about her ceiling fan turning on by itself over and over again, every so often. And I'm just like, oh, that's weird. Maybe the electrical thing is. This is prior to me forgetting the fact that I put the Ouija board under the bed. And now we're in the phases of moving, which is years later since I put it under the bed. And she finds it under bed. I'm just like, oh, that explains why your ceiling fan turned off and on over and over again, and the lights would flicker in the bathroom. That makes a lot of sense. And that's my Ouija board story.
Interesting.
But I left the Ouija board at the house after the move.
Gotcha.
So whoever's moving in.
So the new residents have to deal with whatever fucking remainders you've got going on.
Yeah. And they get to speculate on what the Ouija board is used for, how it was used, if it was, ended correctly, what I used it for. It's up to them.
Right.
I'm just waiting for that landlady's call to my mom or my dad being like, why did you leave a Ouija board in the house?
I can't imagine somebody would formally complain about that sort of thing.
Oh no, definitely. If the new tenants are spiritually like
Superstitious.
knowledgeable, like superstitious or spiritually knowledgeable, they'll fucking complain 100%. Anyone in their right mind would if they have any kind of like-minded.
If I found a Ouija board at a place that I'd never been, if I found a Ouija board in a new house that I had
I'm not fucking touching it.
I'd be fucking jazzed. I'd be so happy.
No, yeah, I'd be happy.
Wow, that is a fucking whack take.
Yeah, but
I am not fucking touching a Ouija board.
No, I ain't either, dog. I ain't dumb.
As a very spiritual person,
yeah,
and as somebody who maybe believes a little bit more in this sort of thing than your average individual might, I'd be so fucking excited to find something of that sort of significance. Like that's a whole fucking artifact. I haven't had an artifact before.
I'm in your boat, Adam, but I'd still like to know why it was there, who left it there, what maybe they've done with it, prior to. Because if I'm going to touch the Ouija board...
So if you were in the position of the people finding the Ouija board that you fucking left, you'd seek new information.
Yeah, before using it myself, yeah.
Before.
Because I'd use it, yeah, 100%. I'd take it, I'd keep it, whatever.
I'd probably put it on a wall. I'd probably put an Arduino in it with a little robot arm that moves the fucking thing to make my own effects and shit. I'd fuck with that shit so much.
I'd get one of those Newton balls, right, and put it right on the top of the Ouija board, and come home and see the Newton ball thing going up back and forth.
What is a Newton ball?
You never seen one of those Newton ball things? The balls that hang with the right angle strings, and you hit it, and it goes back and forth.
Oh, you talking about the thing that are 5 in a row? Like you could do that to volleyballs too, and it would if you do 2 of them will go on the other side. If you do 3 of them, 3 will go on the other side. Bounce.
That every single villain in a Hallmark movie has had.
It's the Newton's laws of physics balls. Because if one action goes through, hits the other action, then it returns the
where the villain hears some bad news and he has to use his Newton balls to fucking recenter himself, so that he can make his next villainous decision.
I gotta love them Newton balls when they use them.
Oh yeah. I'd like to get my hands on a pair of Newton balls.
Have you not already done that?
Not
Have you-
Newton's balls. That's pretty historical balls to get my hands on, my friend.
Oh, well, I guess I'm ahead of you then.
Look, I don't know what the fuck you guys are thinking, wanting to fuck around with the Ouija board. Those things are not to play with.
No, that's some dumbass shit right there, I'll be honest.
Listen,
That
Ren,
is-
Renegade,
Ren, you and I are on the same fucking wavelength when it comes to this bullshit.
Renegade, listen, I think Ouija boards are definitely better than Dybbuk boxes because
Don't
I
use
know
either
for a
of them.
fact
Just don't use either of them.
I know for a fact I would open a Dybbuk box in a heartbeat just to see
Tell
what
me-
the fuck
tell
would
me-
happen.
Tell me what exactly that is.
So a Dybbuk
Define that
box is like a spiritual cage for a entity, not so much as an evil entity, but more likely an evil entity, like a demon or a shadow.
Right, because why the fuck else would you be trapping them?
Yeah, and they're usually kept like under lock and key. The box is usually sealed, and what's contained in the box is usually whatever's being possessed or whatever is being haunted.
Are you talking
by
about
the evil spirit.
like from the Annabelle movie, for example, which was based upon a real doll? They had her in like a glass fucking
No,
case.
the
that had,
glass
like,
case wasn't technically hers. They just kept her there and used it to seal her away with like salt and whatever fucking talismans they use. A Dybbuk box is typically a box where the seance is being used to seal it within the box itself. It's not so much as like it's just a box.
So is it
for
just
holding
is
it
it
in.
just is it just attracting any fucking spirit around?
Oh, hell, there's a
Hey,
shadow
hey.
man behind you.
Yeah, move your-
There's a shadow in your door frame.
That's
No, in
your
my
door.
Yeah, it was your door
That's
frame.
my door frame. Oh, I got ghosts and shit.
Adam, were you there when we watched The Nun? Were you part of that
Ghost,
group?
how you doing? Get snacks and shit.
But no, so a Dybbuk box is typically like a demon safe.
That's cool.
That's sealed spiritually or physically, and if it was to be ever opened, it would most likely possess the first thing it sees. Like it would imprint on it like a baby chick.
Dibs.
Interesting. So it's like it's like a free possession or what?
Yeah, so like
Free
pretty much.
possession.
Yeah, so essentially, other than
Man,
a
I don't
safe,
really pay
it's
for
more
mine.
like
I usually have to pay for mine. Yeah.
Dybbuk boxes are usually used to unpossess something.
I see.
So you would force a seance and force a possessed object to possess the Dybbuk box, and then seal the
It's
evil spirit in the Dybbuk
it's
box.
sort of a spirit sponge. And
Okay,
by-
Yes.
can we
By
talk about
reopening it, you squeeze that sponge.
Ghostbusters
What you're
shit?
saying to me, Jordan, is that if you found a box meant for sponging up an entity with terrible intent,
I
that you would
100% open that shit
just open it to see
You
what
are a
happens.
to
dumb
see what the
bitch.
fuck happens.
You are
I would
fucking insane.
100% offer myself to be possessed. 100%.
Is this kind of like Ghostbusters? How they like fucking vacuum up that shit into a box?
That's literally what a Dybbuk box is. Yes,
It's exactly
With-
like that shit.
it's literally
divot-
that.
A divot box is
But
divot,
it's-
right?
I'm surprisingly
Dybbuk.
coherent right now.
Dibbuk. Dybbuk.
Barely.
Dibbook.
Hey,
Dybbuk.
Like-
fuck you.
D-book.
Hey.
But not specifically
That hurts
just
my
a
feelings.
ghost like
Ren, I would look up, but I
Ghostbusters,
can't.
more like an evil entity of possession.
Can it?
That's
fit a ghost?
typically.
Like if
I
I've got
know.
a standard ass non-malevolent ghost,
I have never heard of a
and I
Dybbuk
open
box
up my
just-
spirit sponge,
Never heard
will
of
I
a Dybbuk
get-
box just capturing a ghost. But I mean,
But
I'm open
just-
to interpretation.
just villains. So wait, not only are you telling me that this box is meant for containing demons, but also you're telling me you've never heard of it not containing demons, and also you're telling me that if you found one, you'd open one upon first finding it.
Well, I mean, I have to know some knowledge. Like, I don't want to be possessed by something that's gonna kill people around me, like
Whack.
super bad luck people around me. Like, if it's just gonna affect me, just like with like bad luck or horrible jump scares or visions or fucking like basic normal.
Could you imagine
scary
being
shit.
cursed with horrible jump scares?
Yes.
No.
Like
I'd
you've
be-
just got, like you've
Like, that box I wouldn't open.
You live your regular fucking life, but now forever until the end of time.
That
Every
box
once in a
wouldn't
while,
open.
when you jump around a corner, there's gonna be something that fucking jumps out at you and screams.
You go
And
to
then
the
it's gone.
grocery store, you go into the canned fucking foods aisle. Ah!
Oh shit! It got me again. Every time you think you're fucking ready for it, it gets you again.
The curse of illicit attraction to all genders. I'd open that in a heartbeat, dude.
Oh no, I don't think that's a curse. I think that's just fucking being pansexual. I live that shit every day of my life.
All right. Yeah, I would not. I won't play with any of that shit because that's just asking
But we can
to
order the
unleash
big
something
boxes
that you
online.
don't want to fucking unleash.
Looking for trouble, as
We
it
can
were.
we can find Dippet boxes on like eBay.
But
Oh yeah, that's
why?
exactly what I want to do is find divot
Would-
boxes on eBay.
You know what? I bet there's somebody on eBay making a whole bunch of regular ass fucking boxes, one after
They're just
another.
they're going
and
out of their way to
selling them
find.
as spiritual.
They're going out of their way to
holy
exercise like children into Dippet boxes.
Yeah, there's a preacher out there who believes in this wholeheartedly, who's buying these divot boxes, being like, "Yes, I need this $30 holy artifact to cure the possession of this poor child." This is just a fucking wooden box that some guy made and put a word on.
Yeah, Dippet boxes
know?
can be anything though. So I mean, it's really up to how strong I guess the seance is to.
Did I tell my fucking ghost story on the podcast or just in person?
I have no fucking clue. I don't remember you telling a story. If you did, you have to remind me because I'm kind of like dead.
So it is late as fuck. It seems like everybody's sort of winding down right now. So we'll wind down to the end of our podcast here with my ghost story. I've got so one time I was walking down my stairs. I lived in a 2-story house with my whole family. And I had one of those paranormal activity style pan racks hanging from the ceiling. And it was this big, huge rack with metal hooks on it that held all my pans and pots and all of that sort of shit all on it. So that whenever a breeze blew through or whatever, it was a noisy bitch. It would all kind of rattle against each other, and all of the aluminum pots and pans and things, making a lot of racket. One night, I come downstairs. All the windows are closed, all the doors are closed, everything's all sealed up tight. There should be no draft at all. And I walk down the stairs and round the corner and see that big fucking pan rack rattling and shaking around like it's the fucking hurricane in the kitchen, while the air around me is dead fucking still, rattling and shaking. And so I yell something along the lines of, "Shut the fuck up!" And the pans and pots stopped rattling. And I never had a supernatural experience after that. I don't know if I intimidated.
You just scared the shit out of the kid. The kid ghost trying to play.
You scared the ghost. He's just trying to hang out with you.
Yeah,
Just
I don't
try
know.
Just trying to play a prank, and you fucking screamed at him. Hurt his feelings.
Precisely. I think this is a good time to bring this podcast to an end. Is our co-host Sergio even alive?
I think he died.
He's waving.
He's waving.
I'm
He's
still
waiting to-
fucking kicking. Like I said, everything I did kicked in last minute.
I see, and it is all rolling up on you all at once right now.
Woo! Yeah.
All right, so Sergio, if you could still find the will in it to fucking end this recording, my friends, my family, this has been podcast by podcast with Sergio and Adam, recently inebriated, and Renegade and Dragon, who are varying levels of inebriated. And that's it for tonight, fellas. Have a good night.